You know what I'm saying?
Brother
Like, like,
Shaka,
oh, yeah.
let me say this before I go. You are
Yeah.
one of the most dangerous brothers in our community. Why? Because he has been listening for a long time, and when you say something, he's going to say, "Wait, but you said this on this day. Here's the video."
And he's going to have the
He is
documentation.
one of the most dangerous brothers in our community. And so I'm excited that you're here. I'm excited that Sonnetta's audience now knows about you. He was talking to me about Shaka. I thought he was talking about Shaka almost for a second. Because Sonnetta love him some Shaka Ma'at forever. So I'm just honored that now we have a more global. I know Rob Moore was kind of making a joke, but he was also making a comment. The reality is that this internet is going to allow Africans all over the world to connect on our interest, and that is powerful. That is powerful.
Yes.
I'm honored to be on. I promise I will communicate with you. I'm watching your shows ardently, Shaka. So whenever you would like me to come and chat with you privately or publicly, please let me know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope you're doing well. The title of this live stream is OJ Simpson Passed Away, Open Panel. Let me check the sound quality. Sounds good on my end. Who's in the place to be? Andrew Burnett's in the place to be. Thank you once again for telling me that the sound is good. Well, OJ Simpson passed away yesterday, April 10, 2024. But it is today that the news have mentioned it. It's today that I found out about it. It's an open panel, so as usual, whenever I'm live streaming, you can address any topic. The chat is open to subscribers, so you don't have to be a member. It's free of charge, so people can take advantage. Oh, I almost forgot to share the link. Share the link if somebody want to get on the panel. I don't think I'm going to be long. Let me share the link. Hold on. Oh, you know what? It's a good thing because I even forgot. I didn't stream for a little while, so I forgot the fair use disclaimer. Hold on. Alright, that's the link to get on the panel. Fair use disclaimer. And the video came out in Maat, which has over 400,000 views. Alright, let's get the fair use disclaimer out of the way. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Let me put the volume down a little bit. Okay. Talk about the music. Down a little bit. So, this picture right here from the trial We have, of course, Johnny Conrad on the left. OJ seated looking at Johnny Conrad. And you do have Rob or Robert Kardashian, Kim Kardashian's father. Some of you may have seen the Netflix series about OJ's trial. OJ was portrayed by Cuba Gooding Jr. And I talked about this program, and I thought that it was very well made. I don't really watch TV, but that one I watched. The other thing that I watched on Netflix that left a mark on me, was it called When They See Us? About the did they call them the Central Park Five? Yeah, Central Park Five. So, if you have any comment, if you have any statement, I don't think many people have questions, but if you do, feel free. Now, besides that, there's nothing much popping. Came up with a few vids. I have more coming on my other channel, and I still have work, for my studies. I had a class earlier, so as usual, I'm always in good mood after I have a metal nature class. I'm gonna take a few minutes, see what's up with the peeps, see what's up with the people. Did any of you see the series about OJ? What was it called? The People versus OJ Simpson? American Crime Story. But it doesn't say Netflix anymore. It says FS, but I think I saw it on Netflix. But Andrew Bunn is in the place to be. How you doing, sister?
I'm doing well, Shaka. How are you?
Chilling.
Yeah.
It's on your mind,
Yeah.
sister.
I don't think I've been listening here and there to the sports channels and stuff, trying to talk about him, but they're hard pressed, right, to say good things about him, because people just remember the end, all the stuff that happened. But he was acquitted and of that particular thing that they keep trying, hanging over his head and stuff like that. But his family deserves the respect that they're asking for during their time of grieving and stuff like that. So I remember I was in a class I was taking, And when the verdict came in, I mean, I didn't respond. I didn't react. I went to see what everybody else would do. Of course, the black people cheered and the white people cried. And, people were saying, oh, he did it. I just know in my heart. I said, it's not a matter what you feel in your heart. It's what the verdict came to. And so he just won because he had the money. I said, and how many other rich people do you know won because they had money, right? And so, I mean, but at the end of the day, I said it really, I think the reason why he was acquitted is because of, what's the police officer's name? No, the police officer
the
that
racist
called.
one.
Yeah. I said, had he
tape.
not lied about that, he probably would have been acquitted, or found guilty. I said, but you can't go out here. I said, now y'all know y'all use that word. I never. I'm like, okay, whatever. I said, whatever. But my classmates were upset when that came through. Like, y'all keep saying it's about the evidence. It's about the evidence. About the evidence. The glove didn't fit. They couldn't necessarily place him there, so forth and so on. And you can't just, because you feel a particular way, want to find somebody guilty of a crime. I said and I told my classmates then, I said that happens too often when it comes to us. We get, they think all black people look alike, which is really incredible to me. And so, a lot of people get charged. A lot of black people get charged for crimes that they didn't do. So you shouldn't be upset about it, So, but it was an interesting time, for sure.
And
yeah,
I had a quick look because I did not even know. Now I want to check again, but I think it was 33 years that he got for that time when he was trying to get back some of the things that were stolen from him in Las Vegas. He served almost 9 years, but I think, let me do 33. Yeah, 33 years. He was convicted and sentenced to 33 years imprisonment with a minimum of 9 years without parole. So somehow, some way, they got him. Now, I don't know too many details, but back then, what was reported, and people can tell me if it's not true, is that there were some people who was trying to basically sell some of the things that belonged to him. So he went to to get it back, and because of that, they said that he had a weapon or something like that, and they I don't know if there was kidnapping, and there was all sorts of charges that he faced, and I thought it was just amazing for him to go in and get some stuff back, and then end up with that sentence. So many people felt like, well, that sentence, it wasn't for these items, it was for something.
Yeah. And that's what they said. That's what people were saying. Oh, he got his. He got his. And I'm like, you got. So y'all are just grasping at straws. You wanted to find anything, because it was a civil suit. So they wanted to find anything they could find to exact retribution against him.
Yeah, that civil suit as well. There was I don't even know. Maybe there's a few cases where someone was found not guilty of a criminal trial, but then ultimately was found guilty in a civil case. But that may have been the first time that I heard that with O.J. Simpson. He was ordered to pay millions. He was found guilty, and I thought, well,
yeah.
I don't know if he's coming in America. I don't even think they do that in other countries. But somebody, if I'm not guilty for criminal crime, case, and then found guilty in a civil case.
I think it's they said it was like you said, it's the way he did it. Instead of, I guess, calling the police or whatever, he took the matters into his own hands and all that. People were stealing stuff, and I think had he done that, they might not have done what they did. They were trying to find anything to
yes,
like I said, exact retribution.
Yeah, it seems like it's like anything goes, but and then of course, there was this book, if I did it,
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah, but it's all
but
that.
as
But
a
you know, like I said,
Amazon, it was ghostwritten. I didn't even know. I thought he wrote it, but I read that
mm,
he was ghostwritten by somebody else. But feel free, you want to say something?
no, I'm just saying, he did what he people, like I said, trying to keep that cloud over his head about that particular, with Nicole and that other Ron guy, and I mean, they really can't. To me, it's like they can't do that. If he was found not guilty, you got to let that go. You can't keep saying, this is tainted. This is the only thing we're going to remember him by. Not everybody. Those of us who know how he was as a football player, are not going to forget his legacy as a football player, right? I mean, you guys want to keep holding it over his head because it makes them feel somewhat. I think it just makes other people feel somewhat justified in their um, lack of. They don't want to have empathy and sympathy for the family, which had nothing to do with what he did. So if they can just, mark him, then they can broad brush the whole family and say, to hell with all of them. You can't, and you just can't do that. You know, he had children and grandchildren, and in spite of everything, that was still their dad and their papa, or granddad or grandpa, whatever they say it. So
Yeah, it's probably. There's a nickname for his trial. The trial of the century or case of the century.
hmm
But I don't think there's anybody else on the planet Earth that was found not guilty. But however, there are so many people who felt like that person was actually guilty. I don't think there's any other case where it was,
yeah,
similar, with OJ and books, documentaries, and statements and claims. And
yeah.
recently, a few years ago, somebody, I forgot where it was exactly, but somebody was arguing that it was OJ's son who did it, and OJ, took the blame, to protect his son. But you will always have,
hmm
claims, what I'm saying. So
yeah.
don't pay too much mind.
Yeah, it was so much stuff. I mean, it was just so much stuff that they, again, trying to, you know go away from the fact that he was found, not guilty. He was in it, and even if we think he did it, okay, that's just your thought processes. You can't, nobody can prove any of that, so, rest in peace. That's all I got to say about that. So it's just unfortunate that people just make a spectacle out of anything concerning his life, and I just prostate cancer is a thing that men die from. That's no big deal. But they're trying. Oh, the way his life ended. Is a testament to how the latter part. I'm like, y'all stop. Like men don't die of prostate cancer. Stop the nonsense, right? So you tell me any other man that has prostate cancer is because he lived a particular like kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So every criminal that dies of some type of, I'm not saying he was a criminal, but I say even if because that's what category they're trying to put him in without saying it, right? They don't want to say he was a criminal because they know that he was acquitted, but at the same time they want to say he's a criminal. And so I sort of saw all of them who died of prostate cancer because they did some criminal activity, because you got people who don't and die of prostate cancer. What's their issue? So it just gets to be so stupid, so.
Yeah.
But
I don't think. Do you think, or do you know if it was stated publicly that he was like doing bad in terms of health because of that cancer? Because I don't recall if that was ever.
I don't recall. Yeah, I don't recall hearing anything either. Mm-mm. And good on him. Everybody don't need to know what's going on with him. Good on him that he was able to keep that hush hush with just his family and whoever that he felt needed to know that. People just need to leave. Mind your own business. What difference would it have made to them if they did? Because they would have made that a story. See,
Oh, yeah,
all these
anything.
so-called
It would have.
especially the Christian community in America. They would have said, see, that's just God's exacting punishment on him for what he did or what he didn't want to own up to that he did, and blah blah blah, and let him burn in hell, and all that stuff would have been, the talk of the town. So I'm glad he didn't tell anybody. But it's just, it's just he lived his life the way he saw fit, and whether we liked it or not, people look at you in the microscope, in the microscope. You wouldn't want anybody saying that about you either.
Yes.
So, but I'm I just try to listen to see what people are going to say about him, and some of the commentary hasn't been good.
Yeah, it may take a few days, maybe this weekend. I don't know. I really don't know. Probably some famous people talk about it, then it may, make the quote unquote debate bigger. I don't know, but we'll see. But I was quite surprised. Because I didn't know that his health was that bad, and the reports say that he was by his family, his children and grandchildren, so he's gone. But his name indeed was always associated with the trial, with the death of his wife and his wife
her friend,
supposed lover, yeah, his name was just always attached to that, and that series that I watched. The what?
Yeah, and the Bronco ride, and them being in the Bronco, was a big deal, right? That big
what's a Bronco?
It's a vehicle. It's like an SUV that him and that guy named Al or AJ were driving in, and that's what the police followed for a long time.
When he ran from yeah. It was driving. Yeah,
So,
it was driving very slow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing, the whole trial. But the CV, the CV, sorry, the series, the TV series or whatever they call it, I thought it was very well made. John Travolta, Cuba Gooding Jr., and all the other actors as well. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was very well made. Very intriguing.
Yeah, Johnny. Yeah, and Johnny Cochran did a good job. I mean, it's it's crazy, that how he brought that case forward, and all of them, but him in particular, because he had to hit home to people as to why the evidence you can't find him guilty based upon the evidence. And then if it doesn't fit, you must acquit. That's a classic line that people are going to remember forever too, right? So Johnny Cochran, he did a great job. He did a great job. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, but I didn't see this. I didn't see the series. I think one of my sons. I think one of my sons watched it, but I didn't watch it. By that time I'd had enough.
So
that's what they said.
I mean, the thing is that we know so much about the trial, but watching that series, they will add a little bit of fiction here and there, but it's a series about a trial. So most of what was presented was based on factual events, and the way they made it, like at one point you will feel like, okay, yeah, he looks like he's guilty, and then okay, he looks like he's not guilty. I really thought that it was very well made. I don't know how long it took them, and the guy who played Johnny Conrad, he's the guy who played
Cochran. It's Cochran.
Cochran. Thank you for correcting me. He's the guy who played Bobby Seale in the movie, Panthers. The movie about the Black Panther Party, and the guy who played, the prosecutor. He's the guy who
Christopher Darden.
He's the guy. He's in a Black Panther movie. So. I think I mentioned that, and to have a guy who played Bobby Seale, co-founder of the Black Panther Party, and then an actor who played in the movie, Black Panther. I thought that was interesting, but
Yeah, because didn't they say they told Marsha Clark not to put that police officer on the stand, but she did anyway.
Well, in the series, in a I think they show that because like they in the series they show that they both made a mistake. Like the guy, the prosecutor, I don't know if it's about the glove or something that he was advised not to do, and then something also that she was advised not to do, and but I remember way before the series, there was some documentary about the case, and that policeman. I remember that they had that tape of him using the N word, and there's so many things that he did that he was not supposed to do regarding the actual case, and I thought it was amazing. I thought it was amazing when I saw the documentary and even reading about it. But I was very young then, But the series, definitely, I think it was very, very well made, very well made, So, yeah, to this day, many people had so much to say about it, but it was what it was, It was what it was, indeed.
Yeah, like I said, the people cried. I mean, they're crying. Yeah, hi Divinely, hi Jade. Yeah. But it's just unfortunate that we in America, that's just how it is when it comes to how they try to label crime in America, as if what we do is so much worse than everybody else does, and then that thing just lingers. Whether you're exonerated, even the Central Park 5 and all that stuff, they're still trying to say that they were guilty and all sorts of kind of stuff. It's just mind-boggling. So, but like I said, I hope I'm glad his family was around him and were there for him when he exited the world. So yeah, that's a nice place to be. I was with my dad, and it was great.
And he played in Roots. O.J. Simpson played in Roots. So
yeah. But yeah, it's now people can just leave that alone. I hope we won't hear too much more about it after this weekend passes or whatever. Might be another week or so, but hopefully because people, are, in some of the comments, I can't remember what page I was on, but in some of the comments, people are just so mean and nasty, Yeah. So.
But what's the name of that guy? That guy who shot the underage kid, and he was told not to approach him.
You talking about who shot Zimmerman, who now? Yeah, George Zimmerman.
This guy, like, if you compare how people treated OJ, all right? Okay, he did he go to trial, Zimmerman?
I think so.
If he did, he was found not guilty. But the treatment was so different. I mean, he got a lot of money. People made donations for his trial, and but it seemed like at some point he stopped making noise, because he was kind of loud after. But at one point, I don't know if maybe he got into some legal trouble, but I haven't heard.
Yeah, I think he got into. Yeah, I think he got into some more trouble, but I don't know if he's in jail or not. But. Even that Kyle Rittenhouse dude, he got booed. He was at some school and they didn't want him there.
Who's that?
That young kid who went up there to shoot people at that rally, Kyle Rittenhouse.
Oh yeah, okay. He wasn't he 17 or something? He was underage.
Yeah. Well, if that had been one of our children, they wouldn't have cared. They would have charged him as an adult, right? So.
Well, thank you, sister. It's not many people, but just wanted to touch on that. It's good to hear your insight, and we'll see what's going on. But I was quite surprised, definitely. When I heard the news, usually you know when people have some health. Hold on, I believe that Zimmerman's pistol was auctioned for over 200,000. Dang.
Get at
I
it.
mean,
Wow.
so somebody just bought. It's just amazing. Somebody will buy
Wow.
a pistol that shot an underage Trayvon
Unarmed
Martin.
child.
And he was
That's
told by the
incredible.
911, he was told, don't go there.
Mm-hmm. But that's what I'm saying. We know justice. The justice system for us here in America is it's not nowhere near equal what
Mm.
what they find, what they do for everybody else. So I mean, look how long it took for them to do the Ahmaud Arbery stuff, where those guys just shot him. It took months for them to find those guys guilty, right? But they want, they take their time when it comes to them. But for us, it's as speedy as quickly as they, put you under the jail. Because even in the comments with OJ, they're like, even, they don't even put him in the ground. He's not worth even being put in the ground and stupid stuff like that, right? It's just people just so cruel. So
They don't say that about Zimmerman, do they?
nope, they sure don't. Or anybody who's taking anybody's life out of this, they might say that for Derek Chauvin. He might be the only one. That police officer that killed George Floyd, he might be the only one that get that heat. And the lady, I don't even think the lady who shot what's his
The one that got in the wrong house.
yes, I don't even think she got that heat like she should have gotten because of the actions of the judge and the damn police officer in there. But she should have got that heat too. So, but oh well. But yeah, so if nobody else is coming up, I guess I'll let you go so you can get you some sleep.
Yeah, I've been resting lately, and it felt nice. It felt
I'm
nice
sure
to
because y'all covered a whole lot, man, in a good span of time. And your body needs to recover. It needs to recover. So there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I told VB the same thing, man. Y'all got to get your tank refilled. And the bigger the tank, the longer it takes to refill. So take the time and let your tank refill and recuperate and let your body heal. Even if there ain't nothing wrong with it, the healing is just let it just come in there and make y'all stronger men on the other side.
Yes. Thanks a lot, Sister Angela Burnett.
You're welcome.
So
you're welcome.
Thank you. I'm going to make my closing remarks, but I will not play the outro. So stay safe, stay healthy. If I'm allowed to by the Netero, I will definitely holler back at you. I don't argue. I state facts. If you're not part of the solution, part of the problem. If you do not think right, you will not act right. If you know better, you will do better. Do I to do a Netero hotel.